Good evening, fellow forex traders. It is Monday night, October 29th, 2018, and we wrapped up our first day of the trading week here. I'm not going to do a video every single day. I just don't think it's warranted, depending on what happens in the markets. But today I wanted to go over dollar yen again in a little more detail. I'm starting to rethink my position there after I've been bearish for like the last week or so, and I want to dig in a little bit and talk about why. First reason is this bear flag I've had drawn on the 4-hour chart is been violated now. We had this poke below, pop back up. We had this drop through that really, failed miserably today, really. You would have expected a retest and a drop down. But really, we've gone through, poked through, come back through, drop back through, come back through, 4 separate times now. So it's really hard to call this a valid pattern at this point. So I'm just going to come here and take it right off the chart, kind of get it out of my mind so I can look at this with a fresh set of eyes. And when I do that, what I see is a pair that is so far unwilling to go lower and sitting on daily trend line support, right? This blue trend line is very familiar. We've talked about it a number of times. Touch, 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 touches. The 100-day moving average supported price on Friday. We're trading, let me see, pretty sure we're trading above the 50-day. Yeah, just the 50-day moving average is 112.21 right now. We're slightly above that. So from a trend perspective, this is perfect. From trend line support, also looks great. I haven't done a fib on this move yet. This is kind of interesting. Let's see where we touched here. I'm still obviously thinking through this trade, so bear with me. I'm really curious where we fall. Well, that didn't work how I wanted it to at all. Grab that low, grab this high. Yeah, so this move here is pretty much supported by the 61.8% fib zone. We tucked below that a bit, but on a closing basis, we haven't really got below that. So not perfect, but another potential zone of support. But the real important thing here, I think, today is that we saw some significant strength in dollar yen, and that's one thing by itself. But when the market SPY is down 0.55%, NASDAQ down 2%, Russell 2000 down 0.5%. Those numbers don't even look as ugly as things were today because the market opened, ran higher, and faded hard, right? So very, very weak day in U.S. equities, but dollar yen showing very good strength. And let me just go drill down here real quick for a second. Well, let me get back to that thought here. Daily candle very strong on a weak day in U.S. equities. So that tells me there's really one of 3 scenarios here. Either dollar yen is decoupling from U.S. equities, meaning, they generally trade if the equities are going higher, dollar yen is going higher. If equities are crashing, dollar yen is puking. But, that correlation isn't always lockstep, right? No correlation is. So they could be decoupling. However, usually when dollar yen decouples from U.S. equities, you see it on the reverse side of things. So equities are going up, dollar yen's going lower. When equities are crashing, it's rare that you see dollar yen going higher. So we've been holding support here and moving higher today. And just to kind of let's make sure I'm not completely bullshitting everyone here, but here's the fall, right? We had from January 26th down to February 9th. What did dollar yen do in that time? January. Where am I? Yeah. Here's, look at this. Holy shit. January down to February, March even. Dollar yen was getting obliterated. Okay? This is what I would expect to see right now. And it's just not happening. Super disappointing. Trust me, I would love a trend like that. Easy money. But we're not getting it. So this is why I'm saying, the decoupling thing, I don't buy it. The other argument would be, hey, dollar yen is the last man standing. And you hear this a lot in equities. Apple is the last man standing. Apple's going to get taken to the slaughterhouse with every other tech play out there. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just spouting off nonsense. But is dollar yen the last man standing? Are we going to? Are equities? Is it just waiting to catch up to equities in one big puke fest? I wish it were, and it could be, but price action is telling me otherwise right now. Again, with a day like today, you would expect dollar yen to be trading lower. You would expect more people freaking out, running away from risk, and buying yen. Buying yen means dollar yen going down. That didn't happen. So the third argument would be that dollar yen is an early indicator of what's to come here. It's basically saying, hey, I'm not worried. Equities are falling. Who gives a shit? I'm going higher anyway. I'm just going to sit here in this cute little range and consolidate, and I'm going to push off this support, push off these moving averages, and head higher. This has been a hard thing for me to accept because equities have just been crumbling. And all the smart people that I follow on Twitter, everyone I talk to, the geniuses I talk to every day in Telegram, all saying, we're heading lower. And I bought into that. I moved my 401k into all cash on the 18th. I moved it back 100% into equities today because I'm not so sure that we're going lower yet. And again, dollar yen saying the same thing. So to me, of those three scenarios, the one, we're decoupling, two, last man standing, or three, early indicator that, things aren't about to just go down the shitter right now, I'm kind of buying into number three. So I picked up a small dollar yen long position today. And let's look a little bit more into what needs to happen to validate that trade and what happened last night. Because last night was interesting. Let's draw this cute little triangle here, right? In a trend like this, something in a downtrend, you'd expect this to resolve lower. When I was doing the video last night, I think we were somewhere, I don't even know. I have no idea. Probably in this range. I think I went to bed somewhere in here, and I put a stop loss in at 111.91, kind of the middle of this triangle, because if it was going to come back up through this, I just didn't want to be in a trade. And remember, I didn't see this half of the triangle yet. I was only looking at, that's not the drawing tool I wanted. I was only looking at, by the time I went to bed, really that part, right? I wanted to protect myself in case we did go higher. I wanted to see this drop through and wake up to a ton of money. Who doesn't? But not what happened. I got stopped out. I woke up, and we were sitting up here at 112.35 or so. So kind of disappointing. Not only did I miss out on potential gains here, but I missed up on potential long here. It happens. But that's what happened in the short term, and now we're a lot of consolidation today as equities did their thing. This was all equities trading down today, and now you're seeing us recover. So if we bump it to the 1 hour chart here, what I really need to see to go hard into this trade, dollar yen longs, I need to see this trend line break. I want to see these highs break. This is pretty much the same thing. This trend line and this horizontal today's highs of 112.56, that's all the same to me. So really 112.56 to print, 112.60 really. And I think it's off to the races after that point, assuming we get there. And I think we are. I think we're going to see a move higher in dollar yen. I think it's been telling us, hey, we're not ready to take a dive yet, get long or miss out on opportunity. And if we do go higher, we've got a lot of headroom here. 114.46, 50, somewhere in there, that's really the next. Yeah, you can draw a horizontal from here at 113.20, and maybe I'll take some off there. We still have to get through this, but it's not super significant. The next really significant kind of zone is this 114.50. And if we get through there, top of the channel, easy. Then you're talking about, coming down, maybe retesting this, going higher, or a complete failure. One of the two. But I'm not looking that far in advance. I'm just looking at, what's happening in the next kind of day or two. The other thing to take note of is the volume we started seeing at the end of the trading day coming through all indices, really. The Russell 2000, very nice buy volume here in the last half hour of trading. You haven't seen that kind of volume period. We had volume here like that. But the last time you saw buying volume like that was way back on the 12th, right? And you saw at least a temporary bottom. So we'll look at NASDAQ. Same type of thing. Huge buy volume in that last half hour of trading. Or maybe it was it last half hour? Yeah. We haven't seen buy volume like that in the NASDAQ for a long time. Can't even zoom out that far. Something that got close to it was here on the 11th again. Same thing with the Russell, right? We saw the temporary bottom. So, buy volume like that coming through at the end of the day, wouldn't be surprised to see us gap higher tomorrow, maybe head higher all day. And you have to wonder, if equities have a green day, what does dollar yen do? When dollar yen manages to go up on a terrible day for equities, what's it going to do on a nice positive day? We might see a nice 100-pip move. So something to think about, keep your eyes on. Remember to always stay flexible. Do not get married to a direction here. I've been trying to hit shorts on this for the last week. One of them I got stopped out for a very nominal profit. Last night's was 70 pips, which is great, but it's not the home run I was hoping for, down to 110. So, I think it's time to throw the towel in here. Oh, one more thing, as if there's not enough things here, is the divergence you're starting to see. Started printing last week in equity indices. Higher low here in RSI, lower low in price. You see it everywhere. NASDAQ, lower lows, obviously. Higher low in RSI. Russell 2000, same thing. Higher low, RSI, lower low here. So there's a lot of reasons to be at least short-term bullish. And if that's the case, if we do get a move higher, dollar yen's the obvious trade there. So I'm long. This whole video we've kind of been grinding a little bit higher. So keep your eye on dollar yen. If you like it, if you like what I'm saying, take the trade. Know your levels. Obviously, if we, this is probably a pretty safe stop zone of the low today's lows at 112.20ish. So a little bit below that. If you want to really play it safe, below the 50-hour moving average, 112-ish. But if it gets down there, I don't want to be in this trade. We're probably going lower. So you could pull that stop right up to here, 112.28, if you really want to put some heavy volume on this and tighten that stop up. It's not a bad idea. So chew on that. Let's see what tomorrow brings. If we get some good action, I'll do another video. If not, I'll stay radio silent and just hit something on the blog. So hope you enjoyed. Again, shoot me a note in the comments, tweet, whatever, if you like this, and we'll continue doing them.